What is up, Wretched Nation? Today we are going to give you the review on our Legends rear Revo A shocks. It's gonna be a good one. We put a little, probably close to 2,500 miles on it since we've had the shocks. We've done around town riding. I've done just myself riding with the wife. We've done long trip highway riding, loaded down. So I truly feel that I can give a really good review on these shocks and put them pretty much through the paces. The only thing I haven't done is put, a crazy amount of miles on them. But 2,500 miles I feel like is a good enough point to see how they come out. But let's talk about them. They're already installed. I'll put a link up, a little card up above for our install video and link it down in the description if you want to check that out. But let's get into it. All right, I've already taken the bags off because I wanted to make an adjustment anyways. It's easier to show you guys the shocks. The bags do cover them up. But that's the Legends box they came in. Got them shipped to my house in 24 hours, which was amazing. But it was a no-brainer. I got them at a really good deal from Prior Performance. I'll link them down below. They hooked me up really good on a good price. They're a Legends dealer. But let's get into the shocks. What we have is a 2018 Road Glide Special. And we have a set of 13-inch heavy duty, so that's the heavier weight. I think it's designed to be 500 pounds over what the bike is. So that's me, passenger, tour pack, and all the stuff in it. It's going to be over 500 pounds. Me and the wife together are over 500 pounds. When I'm by myself, I'm not, but I'd rather it be a little on the tight side than a little on the soft side. So that's what we have. 13-inch Revo A's heavy duty. The Revo A means that we have our adjustment down here. We have our dampening adjustment, or not dampening, our preload, and that's going to kind of adjust your height. What you want is a 1 inch of sag with this model. Depending on what height you have, might change that. But just quick and easy, we have our adjustment here for whatever weight we're going to run, and then this is like your rebound for stiffening and softening. Now I had it on 5 because we had this bike pretty loaded down, so we had it stiffened up. I'm going to knock it back to a 4 because I'm by myself now. I don't have a tour pack. Even if the wife rides, probably not that big of a deal. But I can get to this with my bag on. I can't adjust this with my bag on. How you adjust your spring tension here is you just turn it by hand. You both hands turn it, and you can adjust your preload. Here's your distance here. That coil is going to go up and down, however much weight you're running, how you're going to adjust it. Now that's one thing that's really cool. There's no tools needed to adjust anything. I feel like that's a strong point and my one negative as well. While we're over here, we'll go ahead and adjust that down to a 4. But they need to be exactly the same. Legends does say the easy way to remember that is have your logo pointed out. That's what I do. But before I went on this trip, I needed to tighten it up a little more, and I'd already ridden the bike. I don't know if it had a little bit of grit of sand or something in the threads, and I could not for the life of me move this past a single point. So I took a pair of pliers and grabbed this, and I got past that one little point. Could have been something in the machining process, or could have just been a grit of sand in that little thread. I needed to get a pair of pliers and get it past that. That's the one gripe I guess I could have with it. It'd be nice if they had a tool or like some dimples in here with a tool that you could adjust if need be. I'm sure, let's say, it was 2 people way bigger than me loading down this bike and they needed to adjust this like to the extreme. It might be more difficult on your hands to get that moving. But that's like in a worst case scenario, so I'll let that go, and usually I have a pair of pliers in my bag anyways. But that's the only gripe I guess I could give. Overall, I think these shocks are amazing. To be completely honest with you, I love these shocks. definitely worth the money. I know most people do bars and exhaust and other things as a first upgrade. Let's be honest, those Harley shocks are horrible. This is something that you may want to consider to do right away. But let's put the bike back together. We'll ride down the road, and we'll get in some talking points and what I truly feel about these shocks. But what's a review video without getting out on the road?
Alright guys, we're out on the road as we should be. If we're going to do a review on a motorcycle part, why don't we get on the road and do it? I think these shocks are amazing. My wife would agree. The biggest thing that was a driving point of knowing that these were the right purchase was, if you watched, I think it was our second to last video, I'll put a card up top, our Key West Part 2 video coming home. We kind of ran into a little bit of an issue, hit some rain, so we stopped a little short that first day coming back. So that second day, we had to cover 650 miles in a day. Mostly all highway, but you know, that can really put a strain on you. And we were completely loaded down, you know, passenger and rider, and she's done, you know, 500 miles in a day, but not 650. And the 500 she just did the month prior was on the stock shocks. Didn't have a tour pack, but was the same seat. And she said that the shocks made all the difference. She was able to ride the whole way. Her back never hurt. We were hitting bumps. There was a guy next to me with stock Harley suspension. His bike was bouncing all over the place and jarring. Had another guy, he's on air ride. His bike was same way, kind of bouncing all over the place, jarring all over in the back. And we were just kind of smooth. Now I will say, you do need to get this suspension set up right. You're not just going to throw it on there and say, oh cool, I got new shocks, it rides great, be done. When me and the wife first got on there, I had a little bit of an issue because it was just the two of us, and you really need to measure your sag with all your weight on. So it was kind of difficult for me and her to sit on the bike and measure. We did our best, we kind of guesstimated, and when we rode on the highway for the first time, I felt like one of them squatted trucks. I could tell the back end was just way too soft. And we were just kind of sitting back there, and the front end felt so light, it was kind of scary, especially on the highway. When I'd give it some gas, I could feel the front end just kind of float. My front tire was barely making contact. But you know, through trial and error, I didn't want to take the bags off and do all that at the restaurant, so I just reached up under there, clicked it, the rebound to be a little bit more firm, so when it bounced it wouldn't, you know, just lay back. And we made some adjustments over and over and got to where we needed to be. As of right now, I'm probably a little on the tight side. You gotta remember, that tour pack weighs 40 pounds, and I don't have a passenger. There's really not much of anything in my bags. I brought the shocks 2 turns down, and usually I'll do 1 to 2 turns at a time, and it's probably a little tight, but I know if the wife hops on, I can ride without adjusting it. It'll be a little soft at that point and a little tight now. If I get it perfect at any one position, then I'll probably have to adjust it, and that's okay. I like where it's at, but they're amazing. Another easy testimonial is my father-in-law was going to get air ride for his bike. He had it on the last bike he had, and he liked it, and it's not too expensive because air ride on these bikes are actually very, very cheap. Yeah, you can buy kits and spend a lot of money, but all it is I forget what year, but it's a certain model of old Corvette air shocks that fit. Hook up some lines, small compressor, gauge, and a button, you're good to go. You can put air ride on these things for less than 500 bucks. It's very cheap, but probably less than probably closer to like 350. But either way, I told him, I was like, man, you know, I rode his bike before, and air ride's cool, but you gotta pump it way up to make it work halfway decent, and you're bouncy. So I told him, I said, hey, hop on the bike, take it down the street, you know, just tell me what you think. And I said, I don't care if you buy air ride, just ride this. And if you don't like it, you don't want to spend the extra money, you get the air ride, who cares? Well, he came back as soon as he didn't even get off the bike, and he said, order me a pair of shocks. That's what he wanted. He ordered me a pair of shocks. So I hit up my buddy in Prior Performance, and I think his shocks are actually going to come in tomorrow. So we'll throw it on the Street Glide, and I'm sure he'll enjoy it. He went with the 12 inches. I got the 13s. He didn't want his bike to sit up quite as high. I don't blame him. He's a little bit older. He doesn't want to be kicking over, because he's got a nice big cushiony seat too. So to get over that seat, it's a little bit of an issue. I know that with the big touring seat I had on here, and man, after all day of riding, you trying to kick your leg over that seat, it's not too hard to kick a bag or anything. But these shocks are amazing. Legend dialed these in great. I definitely recommend getting the Revo A's. I definitely recommend doing what I did. I contacted a small shop. I said, hey, this is what I got, this is what I ride, this is how I ride, and this is how much I weigh, roughly what my partner weighs, and all the luggage that I might want to do, what type of riding I want to do. And he set me up. He actually suggested what I already thought I was probably going to go with, but it is nice getting a second opinion, and the wife could not be happy. These shocks are amazing. But one thing it will do is it's going to make you want to upgrade that front suspension like tomorrow. Because you got this nice ride in the back, and that front, you can feel just kind of hammers now. So maybe in the future we'll do the front suspension. I'm kind of tapped out on money right now. So while we're on that subject, we'll do a little plug for the merch store. For any of you guys who don't know, I have a clothing line, been doing that before YouTube, but Friday we're actually doing a new drop and going to be restocking some items like our gloves. I got some new sizes, new stuff, and we're going to be restocking that on Friday. So if you want to check that out, if you're watching this video right away, definitely be on the lookout for Friday. If you're watching later, hit the link down in the description and go check out our stuff. If you like it, grab something and shout us out. If not, hey, no big deal. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I appreciate you checking it out. But overall, these shocks are amazing. Yeah, I think they retail for right around $1,000. You know, if you got to pay shipping and tax, depending on who you go through, you can get that cheaper. Like I said, contact a local shop, contact somebody, contact Prior Performance. I did ask him, you know, he gave me a good deal, and I asked him, I said, hey, are you giving me this deal just because, or is this something you're making money off of and can give to other people? Wasn't trying to get in this business, I was just curious. And he said, no, I'm making money on it, you know, I can give other people good deals too. I was like, all right, cool, awesome. So I wanted to let you guys know that. I don't want to throw no numbers out there because I don't want to promise a certain number and then maybe he can't get it for that or whatever. But he got me a really good deal. I jumped on it immediately. So you guys definitely check out Prior Performance if you don't have a local shop in your area that deals with Legend suspension, and check it out. And I know there's some other companies out there. If you want to comment down below, talk about some other companies like Bolin's, Fox, other things. What is your experience? Are they great? How's the customer service, warranty, all that jazz? Comment down below. We'll get a description, get a discussion started, and we'll see what we got. But overall, these shocks get an A+ in my book. Only downside I can say to it is maybe not having a tool to adjust that ring. You know, I'm 29 years old. I can grab it, do it pretty well. I have that one issue, but maybe for somebody who doesn't have much grip strength, maybe a little older, you know, whatever, it might have a bit of an issue. So it would be kind of cool to put some little dowels in there and get a little tool, but either way, keep your pair of pliers with you. That'll do what you need to do and get you a set of these shocks. I'm not, being paid or anything, and the discount I got is a discount anybody can get just by reaching out to your local shop. So I'm not benefiting from this at all. I just think that they're amazing, and I've ridden on stock suspension for so long, I didn't realize how bad it really was. The stock shocks, they suck. So grab you a pair of these shocks. You won't regret it. It's amazing. I'm so glad I did. I know the wife's glad I did. But if you made it this far, thanks for checking us out. Hit that like button. Comment down below what you think. Are you on the fence again these shocks? What have you used in the past? What works for you? What doesn't? Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. You already made it this far. But as always, keep it wretched.